In a desolate corner of a forgotten town, there lived an old man named Elias. He dwelled alone in a crumbling house at the end of a winding, overgrown path. Elias was a recluse, rarely seen by the townsfolk, who often whispered tales of his eccentricities. They spoke of how he would roam the woods in the dead of night, carrying a lantern and muttering to himself. Elias was a frail and haggard figure, his body bent with age, and his eyes clouded with loneliness. For decades, he had outlived his family, friends, and anyone who might have offered him companionship. As the years passed, his isolation gnawed at his very soul, leaving him with a deep, gnawing ache for human connection. One fateful night, as the moon hung low in the sky, Elias devised a dark and desperate plan to ward off his solitude. He believed that he had nothing to fear in death, for he had nothing to lose in life. He decided that he would create his own company in the afterlife by making ghosts. He believed that if he created enough of them, they would keep him company for eternity. Elias began to delve into forbidden books and ancient incantations, summoning spirits from the netherworld. In the dead of night, he etched symbols onto the floor, lit black candles, and chanted eerie verses that sent shivers down his spine. Shadows danced in his decrepit house, and strange, otherworldly whispers filled the air. With each incantation, a new ghostly presence emerged, and Elias would talk to them as if they were long-lost friends. He reveled in their ghostly company, filling his home with the spectral figures he had conjured. He spoke to them about his past, his regrets, and the loneliness that had driven him to this madness. But as the days turned into weeks, Elias realized the sinister nature of his creation. The spirits were not benign companions. They were malevolent and vengeful. They whispered wicked thoughts into his mind, urging him to commit unspeakable acts. The once decrepit house transformed into a nightmarish realm, with spectral apparitions tormenting him at every turn. Elias soon found himself trapped in a living nightmare, as the very ghosts he had created haunted him relentlessly. They taunted him, whispered chilling threats, and dragged him further into the abyss of his own making. His health deteriorated rapidly, and his once frail body became a mere shell of its former self. Desperation overtook Elias, and he realized that he had made a grave mistake. He sought a way to banish the malevolent spirits he had summoned, but it was too late. They were bound to him, and his fate was sealed. One night, as the moon cast an eerie glow over his cursed abode, Elias drew a circle of protection and recited a final incantation. The house shook with a deafening roar, and the spirits that had tormented him were banished, but at a terrible cost. Elias's body withered away, and his spirit was consumed by the very darkness he had courted. Elias's house now stands as a haunting reminder of his folly, a place shrouded in shadows and whispered legends of the old man who went to great lengths to make ghosts his eternal companions, only to become one himself. The townsfolk dare not venture near, for they say that the restless spirits of Elias and his malevolent creations still linger, waiting to ensnare anyone who crosses their path.